Good morning. We start our reading in Ecclesiastes today, and most people agree that Solomon wrote Ecclesiastes. Solomon was the wisest person on earth, and Solomon had a lot of insight. And in Ecclesiastes, it's a very unique book. It talks about how everything temporal is vanity, including wisdom itself. And in chapter 3, verse 11, the scripture says, He has made, talking about God, has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity on the human heart. And this was something that the author came to realize, that you can go after everything that this world has to offer. You can work hard, you can earn a living, you can have a lot of land, you can have a lot of possessions, you can have wealth, you can store up all of those things that we think are great things. Yet, if eternity is written on your heart, it's not going to satisfy, and none of these earthly belongings can we take with us into afterlife. So the author tells us, and we think Solomon tells us, hey, it's okay to focus on eternity. And that is where our focus should be, because the Lord takes care of making times and seasons in our lives align the way that they should. And chapter 3 outlines there will be a time of weeping, there will be a time of laughter, there will be a time to scatter stones, there will be a time to gather them, there will be a time to embrace, there will be a time to refrain from embracing. And whether this season for you is a time of joy or a time of sorrow, these times we will get through those times, because these times on the earth are temporary and eternity is written in our hearts. So what matters in life? Does it matter that you work really hard and strive to earn these earthly possessions that we're really taught is the way to go from worldly counsel? Or do we focus on the things that have eternal value? And I spent a long time in my life going the first way, going the first route, pursuing career. I was a career woman and I wanted to just keep moving up with the company. And I worked for an amazing company that gave me a lot of opportunities, and a lot of financial blessing came with that, along with responsibility over people to manage them. And it was a great company. It was a great job. After 11 years, though, I recognized and realized that there were people in my close sphere that were suffering because I was pouring my whole heart into my job and into putting myself in a great position financially for the future, which there's nothing wrong with, but others were suffering. And so I had to make a choice to continue along the path to pursue the career and the dream and the earthly dream and the American dream, as we all call it, or step back and focus on the needs of my family at the time. And I'm so thankful that I chose to step back, because at the time I was able to invest in caring for my parents and helping them in the last season that they were here on this earth. And God gave me the opportunity to step back and do that. And so my point is not to say that moving up in a company is wrong. It's wonderful when people have drive and ambition and passion to do well and to provide a good living for their family. That is totally awesome. But when it starts taking our hearts, and when it's the only thing that we can focus on, and we lose sight of eternity, and we lose sight of the people around us who need us, and we lose sight of pouring the truth of the gospel into those in our lives who don't yet know that, then that is when we need to step back and reevaluate, because we were made for eternity. We were not made for the things that will not truly satisfy the heart. So I want to leave us with that today. Let's push forward. Let's push for eternity, and let's make sure we continue to run the race to win for an eternal value, an eternal prize, and not just what is temporary. Have an awesome day.